Whether they are viewed as breakdowns of arguments or well-produced opinions, the video essay is an extremely popular genre on YouTube. But with all the tonal and stylistic differences, it's difficult to hammer down on the definition on what is or isn't a video essay. For example, according to the rules laid out by r/video essay, several of the most successful video essayists on the platform would not qualify. So, I want to break down the trends and styles of several creators to highlight the variety that exists within them. Let's do this. So, if you're wondering why I'm making this video, it's out of spite. Not really. Kind of. You see, I consider pretty much everything I make on this channel to be some form of a video essay. An informal one, yeah, but still a video essay. And since I'm a tiny little baby creator that doesn't have a following, I usually put my videos up on Reddit on the video essay sub because I want to get it to an audience, obviously. But like I said, they do have certain rules about what is considered a video essay, and sometimes my videos break those rules and get removed. Now, this isn't a video where I cry about having my videos taken off of Reddit. That would be crazy. But it is something that got me thinking about what is or isn't considered a video essay, because it's the same rule that I get busted for every time. This one. Something that I find funny because the reason I started doing more on-camera stuff in my videos is because I was tired of having to use so many clips that were getting copyright claimed. The bane of all creators on this platform. So I want to look with some detail at what I consider the two types of video essays on the platform, on camera and not, and look at the creators who work on these things and just dig a little deeper, you know? I'm going to try my best to dig into the histories, despite the fact that this kind of stuff isn't well documented. That's fun, right? You're having fun. You're having fun. Now, this format, which by the rules of the sub that I'm building this off of, is referred to as, checks notes, a focused essay read aloud over relevant video accompaniment. And that's what most people probably picture when they think of a video essay. It's a very versatile structure, and I want to shout out that it is the format with the lowest barrier to entry. All you need is a decently good microphone and video editing software, which you can get for free online now, without having to get lights or cameras or action. And full disclosure, I don't know where this style of video got its start, but I do know that it was popularized and, dare I say, perfected by Every Frame a Painting. And I mean specifically the way an Every Frame a Painting video would use short clips to avoid copyright issues and would use relevant, upbeat music to keep the pace moving. As far as I know, that's the channel that started this format, but don't quote me on that. Either way, from there, we have gotten tons of variations of focused essay read aloud over relevant images from creators like Now You See It, Pop Culture Detective, and Lady Emily, amongst tons and tons and tons of others. Even the already established Nerdwriter switched from his more casual vlog structure to this style after Every Frame a Painting and has seen tremendous growth over the years. And for the record, I'm not saying that he ripped off someone else's style for clout. It's something that I do believe was the correct and natural progression of his channel, and that, he got inspired by a fellow creator to reach the form that his channel thrives in. I am, however, going to keep using him to highlight my point, because I really do think that the Nerdwriter is an interesting case study. I do find that it is a gradual progression to where he is now. Beginning with what he referred to as vlogs, Evan Pushak was creating very informal video essays. He was talking about subjects that interested him and going into detail, and as he progressed, he would use more clips and take on a more formal, authoritative tone that he'd be speaking in, before eventually ditching the face cam completely and shifting to what I think most people assume is his brand. And despite the fact that he initially called his early videos vlogs, it's very clear to me that they are video essays in their own right. Now that we are shifting the discussion to video essays where the creator is viewed on camera, we can go back a little and talk a little bit more about the history. And to do that, we have to talk about the nostalgia critic is not a video essayist himself, but instead part of a genre of video reviewers who play characters during the review and use that character to, for the most part, get comedically angry at the subject of the review. The critic is one of many characters and channels to take this style after it was pioneered by James Rolfe with the Angry Video Game Nerd, and stood out from the pack for being, as far as I can tell, the first to focus their reviews on other media than retro video games. While the nostalgia critic seems to be looked on less favorably now, with much of the team's work being mocked by the platform at large, they are still quite successful and have been for years. At one point, they were able to launch their own site, That Guy with Glasses, now Channel Awesome, to release not only critic videos, but host other creators as well. Enter Lindsay Ellis, a creator who got her start as a spin-off of The Critic, branded as the Nostalgia Chick for Channel Awesome. She would later branch off and start her own channel, where she would use her film degree to focus less on the review of a piece of media, but to analyze it. As far as I know, Ellis is the first professional video essayist. The history of all this isn't really well documented, but I'm sure you can imagine. That said, I think it's safe to say that she is one of the most well-known creators, if not the face of video essays, and was an extremely popular creator on YouTube as a whole before she left the platform last year. While some of her videos do fit the mold of a focused video essay read aloud over relevant accompaniment, the bulk of her videos combined video accompaniment with facecam footage. Sometimes that facecam is the majority of the video, other times it's just to punctuate certain points, and sometimes it's to juxtapose talking about Disney while being at Disney. Of course, Lindsay is not the only creator working within that style. You have tons of big names like Princess Weeks, Sarah Zed, NerdSync, all doing basically the same thing. Combine that with people like ContraPoints and PhilosophyTube, creators whose content often have little to do with pop culture, so they have less visual aids to work with and end up needing to rely on being on camera for most of it, if not the entire runtime of the video. They also both show off some amazing production design and costuming in their work to really emphasize the topic covered. Now, there is another niche within the video essay creator space that I think is fun to talk about, and that is creators who not only appear on camera, but who include narrative elements into their videos. These sometimes work as framing devices for the video, some comedy to keep things light, or even something thematically appropriate to the topic of the essay. I've seen this in a few NerdSync videos over the years, and has become a bit of a calling card for Maggie May Fish videos, something that definitely makes sense for her, as she is also a trained and working actress. But that being said, I think the master of this is Patrick Willems. Over the course of 2 years, he used what started as silly framing devices to set up and tell an extensive sci-fi comedy story referred to as the Charles Saga, and it's almost a 2-hour epic. He then brought all of that to a grand finale by making a feature-length film that was released on Nebula earlier this year. Seriously, the extreme amount of effort this man put into the narrative aspects of his video essays is something I both admire and get extreme anxiety thinking of trying to do myself. So, what's the point of all this? Well, like I said in the thesis statement of the video, it's about spite. Sort of. The point here was to highlight the fact that there is more than one way to skin a cat. I have 2 cats. I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry, babies. I promise I'll never skin you guys. You're just too wonderful. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're just so great. I love you, buddy. I wanted to discuss that there is more than one way to make a video essay. Like the video essay's most common subject, film, it comes in many flavors. If the only movies we ever got were hyper-realistic, or surreal, or over-the-top action flicks, we would be bored. Personally, I think we're getting there with the Marvel-branded stuff right now, and it sucks. It's why we need to keep supporting films that aren't filtered through the Disney Marvel mold, because we need diversity in the voices and styles and what we consume. That is definitely something for all the media we consume, essays included. I've mentioned the insane narrative work Patrick Willems has done over the past few years, but I wouldn't want to have all video essays be doing that kind of work. In the same way, I want creators like Patrick pushing the limits of the genre. Because if everything follows the same formula, then what's the point in making something new? Thank you for watching the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and I would love some recommendations on some creators that you like. I could always use some more to be following. Subscribe if you like what I do here. Oh, and if you could share this video, that'd be great. I don't think the algorithm's gonna like it as much. And until next time, have a good one.